Hello people, and welcome back to the channel. If this is your first time on the channel, I ask that you check out the rest of my videos. If you like what you see, give them a thumbs up, leave a comment, but more than anything else, I'm asking that you subscribe to the channel. So, to all my faithful viewers, I want to say real quick to you guys that if you don't see me upload a video during a week or over a period of time, don't think I've abandoned my channel. I keep an eye on what's going on in Jamaica, current affair, development, and I keep close views on the news that's going on in Jamaica. But sometimes after watching the news is just the news. And on this channel, I don't want to echo the news. If there is something that was reported in the news or on social media that I believe need a constructive opinion, that's when I switch my camera on, come here, sit down and talk to you guys and try my very best to educate, inspire, or open minds. I don't want my channel to be a channel that echo the news, and I don't want the channel to be a gossip channel. If I can teach you guys something or create a topic that you guys can actually teach me something, I'll just leave it at that. But saying that, I do see what's going on in the news, and what I saw was there's a husband that came down from the United States and ambushed and killed his wife. Sad. My condolences goes out to the family. And there was another case of a dual citizen American that got killed, I believe, in Westmoreland. But the news that actually sparked my attention, even though I'm not going to get into it, but I will still briefly say something about it. Because there was two separate motor vehicle accidents in Holland Bamboo, and there was also another accident near the Montego Bay welcome sign by the airport roundabout, and I believe there was another street accident where this driver walked away unscathed. I will quickly say some Jamaican drivers believe that speeding makes them a better driver. It is not a situation that I can fix by giving an opinion, and it's definitely not a situation that the government can fix. The government can make drivers respect the road code. I mean, we just hope that the crashes, the accidents, the deaths and near deaths open eyes to other drivers to take caution. But we know how it is. When people see other people crash it or other people die in a car accident, most of those drivers say, well, that's them, it couldn't happen to me. So I'm gonna want to plead to the Jamaican drivers and say speed kills. But then I'm just echoing what I'm sure has to be in a big billboard in most of Jamaican highways. I've seen it all over the world, speed kills. But Jamaican drivers seem to not be taking heed to that. Anyway, that's all I have to say about that. Let me get into my other segment. Considering that I'm not talking about anything specifically that could open minds or combat a current situation, just to entertain my viewers and subscribers, why not talk a little about me? So I was on Instagram, someone put up crab, eating crab, you know, and they were mentioning the National Ero Circle. And that brought back a whole lot of youthful memory to me, because for all y'all don't know, I'm 100% Kingstonian. And I'm going to use the next few minutes of this to tell you guys how much of a Kingstonian I am. First and foremost, like I say, it was the crab post on Instagram that got my attention, and it brought back a lot of memories. I attended what was back then called Central Branch All-Age School, and for most of you that don't know, Central Branch All-Age School is located on Sliping Road. And even though as a kid going to school, Central Branch is a school that I think we took for granted. I think we took its location for granted until, you know, I got older, migrated, looked back, reminisced, and realized that Central Branch was located in the hub of Kingston's industrial department. There was a lot of significant places in the nearby, you know, so shout out to everyone who's currently attending Central Branch. I don't believe it's an all-age school anymore, because a few years ago I passed through Central Branch. One of my teacher was actually still working there, believe that. And school color had changed. You know, when I used to go to Central Branch, the girls used to wear green and white, we wear khaki, and we had our green and white epaulet. Then they changed it to dark blue and white, and I asked the teacher what was up with that, and she was saying, you know, ignorance in politics, some of the kids were getting harassed because they were wearing green. And as you know, Jonestown and Jungle is nearby, and all that area is a PNP, otherwise known as a socialist stronghold. Won't even get into that. Anyway, let me get into what I would call the most delightful part. You know, down the street from Central Branch used to be the Ministry of Health, and that's where people could go get their quote-unquote welfare packages. Welfare packages back then wasn't like in the United States where you actually get cash and food stamp. Welfare packages back then at the Ministry of Health, someone who was doing real bad could go get, you know, some cornmeal, they could get some bulgur rice, they could get some milk powder. So anybody who can relate to that or know what I'm talking about, big up yourself. Not so far in the other direction, going towards Orange Street, we used to, it's still there I believe, Prestige Bakery. Prestige Bakery used to make fresh bread and donuts, you know. So for all y'all who know Prestige Bakery, I'm telling you, it's been there almost forever. Going across the street from Prestige Bakery towards Ero Circle, we used to have a cone factory that make ice cream cone, the sugar cone and the wafer cone. And you know, we used to go there as kids and just like be begging, hey, give us some cone, give us some cone. And sometimes we would be successful, you know. Jamaicans are still generous as they were then when it comes to children. We always used to get ice cream cones. It's just cones, no ice cream. So, and we just used to munch on that. My friends and I, we would leave from the cone factory, because if you go in the other direction, you used to have Stanley Motors. Stanley Motors just used to deal with electronics, so there was nothing there that really interests us, but we used to still go there and rubble through their garbage to get like batteries or interesting little electrical gadget. But moving back down towards Ero Circle, there used to be this big tree that me and my friends used to go and, you know, they used to have what we call whisks hang from the tree, and they used to be real strong, and we used to like spend our afternoon after school just holding on to that whisk while my friends would push us and we would take that in turns. Further down from that is the jackpot. Is where you can find your corn, your yam, and the infamous Ero Circle crab vendors. You know, those people have been there for decades. And my friend and I, we used to put our little changes together and we used to go. Back then, I'll tell you how long ago this was. You could get a crab at Ero Circle back then. Small crab for us school kids, $1. If you have $1.50 or $2, you're getting a bigger crab. So I said to my wife, the next time we go back to Jamaica, just for old time's sake, I have to go by Ero Circle to buy a crab, introduce it to my son, and let him have it. But it has to be from Ero Circle. Can't get it from nowhere else. Let me know how you guys feel about crab eating. You know, I know some Jamaicans don't eat crab for various reasons, and some Jamaicans do. When I was a child, I used to love it. I used to love my crab, my boiled crab. But I don't know about now. It's been more than 20 years since I've actually eaten crab, or probably longer than that, you know. It's been a long time since I've ingested crab. And For all time's sakes, I'll try it again, but I will be cautious because I had a bad experience a few years ago, you know, when I moved to Switzerland. After living in the UK for so many years, and there was this place in Birmingham that I really liked buying my fried chicken, and it just used to be my spot that I used to go. Then I moved to Switzerland, and I lived in Switzerland for quite a few years, and my diet changed. The food in Switzerland is extremely different than the food in England. And one trip back to the UK, I went back to my favorite chicken place and had some chicken, and about 2 hours after that, I was praying to the porcelain god, you know. My mother-in-law insisted that I had to go to the hospital, and I ended up in the emergency room, you know, from surprising or shocking my stomach with this kind of food. So going back to Jamaica and trying out the infamous race course, as we call it, aka Ero Circle crab, I also have to be cautious. But I love crab, Ero Circle. The spice and everything was just it's on point. But I'm actually salivating at the moment just thinking about the crab. So definitely I'm gonna be a kid again when I go back to Jamaica to buy these crabs, and I'm just gonna behave in the same way, you know. Once they give it a crab, I'm gonna ask for some extra foot, you know, so they can pack it in the bag and show my son how I used to get down. The enrichment of Kingston, let me keep talking about that a little bit, because if I leave from the crab stand and go through Almond Town, we used to have Lalamans, and Lalamans was a sweet factory. Don't know if it's still in Jamaica. So at Lalamans you could get chewing gum, you could get a variety of sweets, you get ice mint, and so on and so forth. So Kingston on a whole, that little area, you know, that I went to school, was so enriched with industries that kept Jamaica on the move. And not far from there was and still is the Ministry of Education. And if I should go to the right of the Ministry of Education and take that street down there, what street is that? I think it's E Street. If I should take E Street all the way down, I'm gonna come up on the Jamaica Gleaner. So I know Kingston City inside out, and how I know so much about Kingston isn't just a simple fact that I was born in Kingston, but thanks to my legs, I did a lot of walking. You know, even though my mom would provide me with bus fare, my friends and I will think, yeah, it's better to buy some police button, or it's better to buy some drops or some gizzarda, and we could walk home. You know, so we did a lot of walking as children, by choice, you know, and by walking around Kingston like that, we learned a lot of things and a lot of what was going on in Kingston. So that's pretty much what I'm talking about today, you know. So it's nothing as heavy as I usually talk about, nothing as political as I usually talk about. So I thought to myself, instead of letting the channel get too quiet, why not just highlight your viewers with a little bit more about you? And to all my viewers, feel free at any time that if there's a particular subject or matter at hand that you think I should comment on, or you would like to hear my point of view on, do not hesitate to leave a comment or send me an email and let me know what you think. I will always respond to my subscribers or viewers or people, you know. So I don't have to be just someone on the screen that you watches, but you can interact, and I'll definitely interact back. Until next time, peace.